assists as a team. What did you like most about how you impacted this game tonight?
I just like how we were all on the same page. You know, I'm only as good as my teammates. So, you know, them setting me up, them being there for me, helping me on defense when I'm guarding one-on-one, helping rebound. So it's a team effort for me to get going because a lot of teams putting a lot of attention on me offensively. So I got to rely on my guys to get me open.
And you guys get a big win in your first game for Jacque Vaughn as head coach. What was your reaction with him being named the new head coach, and what is the impact he's had on this team so far?
I mean, he's been around this group for a while now, been around this organization for a while, so he understands, and happy for him. You know, it's a huge deal being an NBA coach, so it's on us to come out here and play extremely hard for him and practice well and, you know, prepare well. So it was a good first start for him.
3-5 since he's taken over, 3-1 without Kyrie. I mean, look, the vibes are good. What do you feel like has been the biggest difference as of late for this group?
I mean, we were struggling. You know, always when you're struggling, you want to dig down deep and turn the tide. So everybody was just locked in. We fine-tuned some stuff on both ends that fit our personnel, and we was able to just play hard every possession. So, you know, we're looking forward to you know, this next road trip we got coming up, and, you know, trying to finish, keep getting better, keep building.
Congrats on the win in your 13th straight versus the Knicks.
Nice. Appreciate it.
Back to you.
112-85, the final. Nets over the Knicks. Coming up next, NBA Wednesday continue.
Welcome back to LA. I'm Richard Jefferson with my girl Chiney Agumake, counting you down to Lakers Clippers for the second game of our doubleheader. In our first game, the Nets blew out the Knicks to make the regular season series 106-101 in favor of who?
The Nets.
Yes, the Nets own that. So in case we were wondering, you know, who I'm just kidding.
Don't
Knicks
even
fans.
go there. We all know he likes the Nets and the Cavs.
We know it's your town, but, you know, the Nets are winning.
Quality win.
A very quality win against a good Knicks team. So I want to know what you saw in this game, especially from our guy KD.
You just heard it from Kevin Durant. He said, I'm only as good as my teammates, and his teammates showed up. Seth Curry is back. I think he went 6 for 11 from 3. Edmund Sumner, I mean, I think this is a season high, 18 points. They showed up, they shot the ball well, but like at the end of the day, we all know it starts with KD. Kevin Durant is the first player with 25-plus points in each of his team's first 12 games of the season since who? Since MJ in 88-89, 12th straight 25-point game, tying himself for the longest streak in Nets history, thanks to our producer, Jose. So KD's playing. He's playing well. The bench is showing up. The role players are playing great basketball. The Nets, it seems like they finally figured it out.
Well, look, and I want to talk about the Knicks. The Knicks, to me, why are you smirking? No, the Knicks, to me, were having, they're having a good season. I think, you know, obviously they're still working out some things. They've got their guys. They brought in Brunson. But I think that this team is literally one piece away from being an absolute
By the way, anytime we have NBA Countdown, I hope Stephen A is watching. For some reason, the Knicks, unfortunately, it's like there's a little.
I did not say that.
Stuff.
I'm focusing on the Nets.
The positives.
Anyway, look.
Sorry, Stephen A.
Let's take a little look around the league because we had a lot of games tonight. My guy, Luka Doncic, he's
my guy too.
Inside. Remember, the Knicks scored 76 points in the first half against Minnesota the other night. They didn't get to 76 until there was under 5 minutes to go tonight.
Unreal.
Really well done.
Yeah, meantime, the Nets scored 69 in the first half. They didn't need nearly that in the second half to put this thing away. Let's talk about Kevin Durant and what he accomplished tonight. You said maybe 30 points. Yeah. He tricked you with a triple-double, 29, 12, and 12.
I know, and he missed that free throw late, which would have done it. You know, I thought clearly it's early in the season. I thought it was the Nets' most complete game. I also thought it was Kevin Durant's most complete game. Just the way that he played, doing a little bit of everything. I liked the little back and forth with him and Julius Randle. I think Julius Randle maybe a little talking. I think he got in Kevin Durant's ear a little bit, and I thought that little fire into Kevin Durant, not that he needs it, but I thought that gave him a little extra motivation. But just doing a little bit of everything, blocking some shots, but getting the rebounds, that was the triple-double right there. And I love this. The backdoor pass from Ben Simmons, Kevin Durant with the layup and one. And, of course, he missed the free throw, which would have given him 30, and I would have been right.
We always talk about his size, the length, that quick burst that he has. Because of his size, it allows him to just get by guys.
Yeah, I loved it, too, because you're coming off a game the other night in Dallas, end of 3 games in 4 nights. He had the disappointing finish where he missed the free throws. What I loved about tonight, all right, so he's scoring as usual, rebounding the ball, passing. A lot of times the camera caught him, you know, pointing out, like, you know, instructing his his teammates what to do.
Yeah.
You can tell he was really engaged. And I think when you surround Kevin Durant with guys that are going to work hard, could knock down shots, you could see it really got him going tonight.
He has personally won 13 straight games against the Knicks,
Amazing.
Kevin Durant. Yeah, and they won 8 straight against the Knicks overall. And you just wonder, and you brought it up, kind of the back and forth with Randall, how much extra juice there is, knowing it's the Knicks, knowing that, you know, you can dominate the New York landscape if you keep winning games against them.
100%. And, you know, he was linked to the New York Knicks a few summers ago before he decided to sign with the Brooklyn Nets. So that's always going to be there. He knows who's on that bench. He knows who Tom Thibodeau is, going to try to design all these different defenses to stop Kevin Durant, and it didn't work. And by the way, once again, you know, we started the season and everything was about how poorly they were playing defensively. There was a stretch tonight in the game, and I get it. The Knicks' bad aim had something to do with it, but the Knicks went through a stretch where they missed 20 of 22 shots and 15 straight three-pointers at one point they missed. So, yes, that's some of the Knicks not making shots, but that also tells you how engaged the Nets are on the defensive end.
You know, you talked a minute ago about Kevin Durant kind of being a floor general out there. Is he doing more of that in the absence of Kyrie Irving?
I definitely think so. Yeah. I think he's taken on more ownership. I think he knows that they need him more than ever. And I think what's so huge and what's going to keep him motivated and engaged when he's on the bench, other guys have to do something. That's why I thought tonight, and Megan just interviewed Seth Curry. Yeah. That, to me, you know, winning the game is great. The way they defended is great. What happened to Jacque Vaughn tonight is great. Edmund Sumner, the way that he started, getting the win. But for me, it's Seth Curry. That guy came into the game having scored 4 points all season. He made 1 3-pointer. Seeing him do that, that changes so much because you need those other. Not only is he a threat to score, but you have him out there with Joe Harris. They spread the court, opens up the floor.
All right, you brought up Curry, you brought up Sumner. Let's take a look at both of them and the way they were able to impact really right from the jump. Edmund Sumner having a big first half as part of that 69-point first half.
100%, Bob. And what you love about it, here's a guy that didn't even play last season. Now you're going up. So you're a free agent signing with the Brooklyn Nets. You're kind of been overshadowed by the guy you're going up against tonight. That's Jalen Brunson. But Edmund Sumner came engaged. I'll tell you what. He was impactful early on, and I think the scoring is huge for him. Running the court, I guess they were calling him Turbo, with, you know, the speed that he has to get up and down the court. But I think his confidence is improving all the time. And then this was the big moment. You know, Seth Curry, who has struggled so much since that offseason surgery, you know, just didn't look like he was himself. He was the old Seth Curry tonight. Just much more confident, knocked down a bunch of shots. I love to play late right here from Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is wide open. Kevin Durant can take that shot. He wants to get Seth Curry involved. Seth Curry knocks down another 3.
And you're talking about a guy who played a little over 11 minutes on the court tonight. He told Megan he's still getting back up to speed. That's a good sign.
Absolutely. And, you know, there was that moment where you had Ben Simmons giving the pass to Kevin Durant, you know, backdoor. A lot of that has to do with the three-point shooters that you have out there. That opens up the court, and guys cutting to the basket will have layups and dunks at the rim. Curry coming back and playing like this, it changes so much because, remember, he could start, he could come off the bench. Now, Patty Mills didn't play a lot tonight, really, because you had Seth Curry and Joe Harris making shots.
All right, so let's talk about the defense now. We said on the pregame, the last 3 games, the defense has been a lot better for Brooklyn. It was again tonight. They held the Knicks to 35% shooting. In the first half, 34% overall. And take a look at the last 4 games. The points allowed, I mean, that just jumps off the page. They were allowing 118 points a game. The last 4, they've allowed 90 on average.
And, you know, that includes going up against some really good players like Bradley Beal, like Luka Doncic. Tonight, the Knicks coming off a big win the other night in Minnesota where they put up a ton of points. I just think Jacque Vaughn, you know, attention to detail is something that has to do with it. But I just think, you know, everyone... You know, Kevin Durant is the star of the team. Everyone else, the next player, especially with Kyrie Irving gone, you fall way down on the list. So what do? They all go out there. They work hard on both ends of the court. They get it done. I just like the way that they've been playing. And you got to give Jacque Vaughn a lot of credit. He stepped right in. They did lose that first game, but the way that they've played since then, it just looks like a different team.
And like you said on the pregame, maybe it wasn't so much about Nash. It's the way that Vaughn delivers the message and gets it across about we need to tighten it up on defense. We're better than this.
Yeah, and I think he understood, you know, we're not going to win by outscoring teams. That's number one. But I also think it helps. You know, he's got Kevin Durant, who you could rely on so much offensively. And there were moments tonight where you thought, oh, here comes the Knicks. They're going to make their run. And what does Kevin Durant do? He scores. But the fact that Kevin Durant is going to defend, he's going to get it done on the defensive end. He's going after Julius Randle. Like I talked about, the back and forth.